Hello student, I am Professor Rohit Salve and in this video I am talking about very important topic in linguistics or English grammar is a semantics. Before start our topic, I suggest you see the video till the end, and if you are new here, so subscribe the channel and also press the bell icon for upcoming video. So let's start our topic, semantics. What is semantics? The word semantics originates from the ancient Greek word semantikos, means significant. In the past, the word semantics was often used to refer historical study of changes in the meanings of the word. Some people also use the word in the pessimistic sense to talk about the way of language can be manipulated in order to mislead the peoples. It is necessary to clarify that semantics today is free from the historical bias and it has nothing to do with popular use of the word in the pessimistic sense. Semantics can be defined as a branch of linguistics concerned with the study of the meaning of the word, phrase, and the sentences. The study of semantics cover a wide of range of concepts such as how meanings is constructed, interpreted, and clarified, obscured, and the paraphrase. It is important for the understanding of language in social context as these are likely to affect you meaning. Semantics also help us to understand process such as a language acquisition, means how language user acquire a sense of meaning, and language change, that means how meaning can alter over a time. For a clearer idea of the semantics, we may try to understand two related terms, symbol and referent. Symbol means a thing which we use to represent another thing. For example, the picture of child represent the real child. Then referent. Referent means the things that the symbol identifies. In this case, the real child is called as the referent. It might be a real world object like the child or a concept such as equality or the beauty. We can say that semantics studies the nature of relationship between the symbol and referent. Then denotative and connotative meaning. This brings us to the two important types of the words meanings, denotative meanings and the connotative meaning. So firstly we will discuss the denotative meaning. Denotative meaning is the literal meaning of the word can be described in a dictionary. Therefore sometimes it is known as the referential meaning. Most of the denotative meaning is the subject to change over the time. Thus, the denotation is the strict literal definition of the word, devoid of the any emotion, attitude, or the color. Most of the time, denotative meaning is a positive. For example, the word new denotative meaning is recent origin. The word snake denotative meaning is round reptile. The word adequate denotative meaning is good enough. The word excuse denotative meaning is explanation. Connotative meaning. Connotative meaning refers to the culture, effective, and the subject association that contribute to the making of meaning. Thus, the connotation of the same word may vary widely according to who is using it, and it can either be positive or negative depending on their context. It needs to be kept in mind that connotation may vary from culture to culture. For example, the word new connotative meaning is better or improve. The word snake connotative meaning is horrible beast. The word adequate connotative meaning is not very good. The word excuse connotative meaning is weak reason. The word man connotative meaning is male, human species, bravery, strength, and it's depend on the context. For example, where the connotative meaning is negative while denotative meaning is positive. Example is how do you like your wife? Person A asks to person B, but person B give the question's answer. Oh, she is adequate. The denotative meaning is positive, that his wife is good enough, means adequate, but connotative meaning is negative, that his wife is not very good. Then the next topic is lexical relation in semantics. Words also acquire meanings from the words that surround them, especially the words that are adjoining. In the sentence, the cat sat on the mat, the word cat is a syntagmatic relationship with the preceding words the and the following word sat on the mat. The words cat can be substituted by the word dog, and these two words are known as a paradigmatic relationship. Let us now explore some of the paradigmatic lexical relations such as synonymy, antonymy, homonymy, and polysemy, superordination, hyponymy, and metonymy. So we will discuss all paradigmatic lexical relation one by one. So first is synonyms. Synonym means the same name. Synonyms are the words with the same meanings. English is rich in the synonyms because the vocabulary of the language are derived from Anglo-Saxon, French, Latin, Greek languages. However, it is to be noted that the denotative or the reference meanings of the synonyms are the same due to the difference in the connotation. The linguistic context determines which of the number of similar words should be used. For example, we talk of pupils in the school, students in the university, disciples of the religious leaders, and the learners at the motor driving school. Given below are the few examples of the synonyms: capture, catch, fraud, cheat, grief, sorrow, wonder, amazement, neglect, ignore, omit, delete, refuse, decline, etc. Next one is antonyms. Antonyms means oppose or the different name. Antonyms are the words with the opposite meanings. For example, slowly, quickly, boy, girl, agree, disagree, etc. Antonyms can be separate words like young, old, hot, cold, slow, fast, which are the morphologically unrelated, or they can be words with the negative prefix. For example, decent, indecent, legal, illegal, attractive, unattractive, possible, impossible. Antonym is a different from a synonym. The given below are the few examples of antonyms: beautiful, ugly, compulsory, optional, cruel, kind, decrease, increase, empty, full, friendly, unfriendly, hard, soft, optimistic, pessimistic, possible, impossible, reject, accept, superior, inferior, unfortunate, fortunate, etc. Then the next one is homonymy. Homonymy means same word but the different meaning. Homonymy refers to the presence of two words which have the same form written or the spoken but have a different meaning. For example, word sole refer to the bottom of the shoe, but sole is also type of a fish. Two words have a same spelling and the same pronunciation, but they have a different unrelated meanings. For example, bank word refer to the bank of river, also bank word refer to the financial institution. Then the next example, pupils word refer to the eyeballs, also pupil word refer to the student. Next example, mummy words refer to a word used to address a mother, also mummy words refer to dead body preserved artificially in the Egypt. Homography and homophony. Homography and the homophony represent two different kind of partial homonymy. So we will look homography and homophony separately. So first, homograph. Homograph are the words that are spelled the same but have a different pronunciation and different meaning. The word tear may mean to pull something to pieces, or the salty liquid that is secreted from the glands of eyes. The few more examples of homograph are given below. The word lead is referred to a kind of metal. Also, the word lead is referred to is and lead to the peoples. The word wind is referred to air of motion. Also, the word wind is referred to wrap something around itself. The word sow is referred to put seed in a soil for nature growth. Also, the word sow is a female pig. Then homophones. Homophones are the words which have identical pronunciation but different spelling and different meaning. For example, feet, feet, soul, soul, right, right, sun, sun, new, new, sea, sea, still, still, etc. Then the next one is polysemy. Polysemy means multiple meanings of the same word. For example, foot means the leg, below the ankle, the base of heel or the base of the mountain, legs of the table, tooth of the comb. Then the next example is the word crane. The word crane have a multiple meaning. First meaning is a large bird with a long neck. Second meaning is a machine with a long arm used for lifting the heavy object. Third meaning is to stretch your neck to see something. Then the next one is the superordination term. Things represent in the superior order. Superordinate terms, also called as a hypernyms, are words, noun that can be used to stand for entire class or the entire category of the things. Thus, the superordinate terms act as an umbrella term that in its meaning includes the meanings of the other words. For example, bird is the superordinate terms covering owl, peacock, canary and the parrot. Similarly, animal is the superordinate terms covering cat, dog, cow and the horse. Hyponymy. Hyponymy is closely related to the concept superordination. Upper term is the superordinates and the lower term is the hyponym. For example, parrot is the hyponyms of the birds. Rose is the hyponyms of the flowers. All hyponyms may not have the superordinate terms. Hyponyms of the single superordinate terms are called as a co-hyponym. For example, rose, lily, lotus, jasmine, marigold and tulips are the co-hyponyms because the superordinate terms is the flower. Then the last concept is metonymy. In the metonymy, one entity is made to refer to another entity which is very closely associated with it. The word metonymy is derived from the Greek and it means that name changes. Thus, the word crown is a metonymy for a monarchy. The word White House is a metonymy for the President of United States. The pen is mightier than the sword is well-known metonymy saying which means that writing is more powerful than the warfare. Metonymy is akin to synecdoche in which the referent is strictly replaced by its part as in a faint heart can never win a fair heart. Thus, the synecdoche is also a kind of metonymy. Given below are a few examples of metonymy. The town felicitated him for his service. That means town as a metonymy for the peoples in the town. He is too fond of the bottle. That means bottle as a metonymy for the alcoholic drink. That sound like a A.R. Rahman. That means A.R. Rahman as a metonymy for his music. In this way, we will finish semantics. It is very important parts in linguistics. If you like my video, please like it, share it, and do not forget to subscribe the YouTube.